This video has the power to change your life. You might think you've heard that before, but as a chosen one, you know that true transformation is within your reach. The power is in your hands, so when will you take hold of it? This power won't develop on its own. You need to claim it and start acting like the chosen one you truly are. Many believe that destiny is written in the stars, but I'm here to tell you otherwise. You have the free will to write your own story. The key lies in understanding and applying what we're going to discuss here. If you follow the steps I'm about to share, you can unlock the full potential you already possess as a chosen one and start manifesting the life you deserve. It's not about waiting for blessings. It's about becoming the channel through which those blessings flow. And know this: if you seek answers from God, the entire universe will find a way to deliver them to you. My name is Michael, and I talk about spiritual and personal growth. Sometimes we need to explore difficult topics because real growth depends on facing these challenges. Being open to discomfort is essential to starting your spiritual path. It would be easy to only say what's popular, to gain likes and popularity. But the truth is that growth comes from confronting what's difficult and, in doing so, finding the answers you need. When did you realize you were chosen? That moment when a deep sense of purpose touched your heart, as if something greater was calling you. But after that awakening, what really changed in your life? Awakening is just the beginning of a much deeper path. Being chosen starts with a spiritual call, a divine invitation that awakens the soul. But understanding and following that call requires more than just an initial realization. True expansion of consciousness, the kind that allows you to discover, embrace, and fully live out that calling, only happens through actively seeking knowledge and being willing to adopt new ways of thinking, acting, and being. It's not enough to recognize that you have a purpose. You need to nurture that awareness with concrete, transformative actions. Have you ever wondered if you're truly living according to that divine purpose? If nothing has changed in how you interact with yourself and the world, what's blocking your evolution? It's easy to think that God isn't helping, or that He will intervene and solve everything. But we need to remember that God gave us free will to decide what to do with our lives. We can't expect Him to do for us what is our responsibility. The power to change what you truly desire is in our hands, guided by the inner God that dwells within each of us. If you feel stuck or stagnant, it's time to stop waiting for external miracles and start taking action. The blocks that arise on our path aren't divine punishments. They're signs that something within us needs to be transformed. These internal blocks, often invisible, manifest as walls we build to protect ourselves, but they end up limiting us. Traumas, limiting beliefs, and behavior patterns can become so deeply rooted that we don't even realize how they're affecting us. But they are there, restricting our ability to evolve and fully connect with our spiritual purpose. Life has a curious way of teaching us what we need to learn. When we don't absorb the lessons offered, circumstances tend to repeat themselves. You might find yourself facing the same situations, encountering similar challenges, or crossing paths with people who awaken the same emotions and conflicts within you. These repetitive patterns aren't just coincidences. They're an invitation to take a closer look, reflect, and finally learn what's still unresolved. Each repetition brings a new opportunity for growth. It's as if the universe is saying, Here's another chance to understand and transcend this lesson. Ignoring or running from these patterns only causes them to manifest in other ways, but with the same essence. That's why, when you encounter these repetitions, it's important not to get frustrated or feel like a victim of circumstances. Instead, ask yourself, what do I still need to learn here? How can I respond differently this time? Overcoming these blocks is an act of personal and spiritual responsibility. What matters is that we take control of our own lives, feelings, and evolution without waiting for something external to save us or solve our problems. True change begins within us, with the willingness to face our blocks and transform them into pathways for our spiritual growth. So, the question is, are you ready to confront these blocks and allow your inner light to shine even brighter? Change begins with the willingness to look within and do whatever it takes to free yourself from what no longer serves you. Imagine your life as a maze. At each turn, you're faced with choices. Follow a familiar and safe route, or venture into an unknown path where new possibilities await. Many of us end up walking in circles, sticking to the same trails, not because they're the best, but because they're familiar. However, to achieve true transformation, it takes courage to let go of the old and dare to explore the new. Letting go goes beyond simply leaving something behind. It's an openness to what's coming, a preparation for the birth of a new self. For this transformation to occur, it's necessary to release everything that no longer resonates with your new vibration. This starts with the thought patterns that sustained your old identity, but are no longer aligned with the chosen one you've become. These thoughts are formed by repetitive patterns and internal dialogues that, over time, have been reinforced by past experiences, fears, and limiting beliefs. What we think and repeat to ourselves creates the mental framework upon which we build our reality. When these patterns become ingrained, they act as a filter, interpreting the present based on memories and perceptions that may no longer be relevant to who you are now. As you advance on your spiritual path, it's natural for certain beliefs, ways of thinking, and perspectives to become misaligned with your new identity. Those internal dialogues that once made sense may now be restricting your evolution, keeping you tethered to an outdated version of yourself. It's like carrying extra weight on a journey where you need to be light and free. The process of detaching from these thought patterns is essential. It begins with the awareness that these patterns exist and the conscious decision to reassess what you think and how it impacts your life. Letting go doesn't just mean abandoning old habits. It also means reconfiguring the internal dialogue and thought patterns you've held onto for so long. Ask yourself, do these thoughts still reflect who I am and who I'm becoming? This reassessment can be challenging because it involves letting go of not just behaviors, but also identities that have been built over time. However, it's through this detachment that you create space for new perspectives and ways of being to emerge. It's a process of liberation that allows you to align your mind with the new reality you wish to create. By releasing what no longer serves you, you pave the way for true transformation to occur. This space created by letting go is where the new can flourish, where your true self, aligned with your highest essence, can manifest. True transformation requires you to set aside the old so that the new can enter, bringing with it the clarity, lightness, and harmony needed to live in alignment with your highest purpose. Letting go, then, is the key that unlocks the door to profound transformation. It allows you to start identifying with the present, free from the chains of the past, and move toward a life that truly resonates with who you are now. Desire is a powerful force that shapes our lives. It drives us to seek more, to grow, to evolve. But there's a subtle trap in this dynamic. Desire, when not fully understood, can turn into a constant reminder of lack. When we focus on what we want, we often end up reinforcing the feeling that we still don't have what we desire, creating a cycle of scarcity that seems impossible to break. Have you ever noticed how the more you want something, the more it seems to slip away? This happens because, by concentrating all your energy on desire, you may be unknowingly feeding the idea that something is missing in your life. And the more you connect with this sense of lack, the more it manifests, turning desire into an anchor that keeps you tied to what you don't yet have, rather than a force that propels you toward what you want. This dynamic can be even more intense when the comfort zone comes into play. The familiar, no matter how limiting, offers a sense of security that the unknown cannot provide. Subconsciously, we often prefer to stay where we are, even if we're not fully satisfied, because the new, the unknown, can seem frightening. It's as if a part of us says, it's better to stick with what we know than risk losing the little we have. But this mindset, while understandable, limits our growth. To truly create the reality we desire, we need to shift this perspective. Instead of focusing on what's missing, we need to start vibrating in the energy of already having, of what we desire already being a part of us, even if it hasn't physically manifested yet. This isn't an exercise in illusion, but in energetic realignment. When you begin to feel as if you already have what you want, you change your vibration, and consequently, what you attract into your life. Changing this perspective also means being willing to step out of your comfort zone and face the unknown with confidence. It takes courage to leave the safety of the familiar and embrace the new. But it's in this space of uncertainty that the greatest transformations happen. When you allow yourself to release the fear of the unknown and trust the flow of life, desire stops being a reminder of lack and becomes a creative force, a bridge that leads you to the reality you truly want to live. So, the reflection that remains is, how are you dealing with your desires? Are they connecting you with the abundance you want to manifest, or with the lack of what you still don't have? Remember, change begins when you shift the focus of your energy, when you start vibrating in alignment with what already is, with what already belongs to you, even if only on a subtle level. This is the key to transforming desire into reality. As a chosen one, you carry a unique spiritual responsibility, but this mission can be challenged by subconscious patterns deeply rooted in your nervous system. Have you ever wondered why certain patterns seem to repeat in your life, even when you're determined to change them? The answer lies largely in the conditioning that your body and mind have stored over time, especially through the difficult experiences you've faced as part of your chosen journey. The nervous system plays a crucial role. It protects us by keeping us safe, steering us away from what we perceive as threatening or unknown. However, this natural protection can turn into a barrier to spiritual growth and fulfilling your purpose as a chosen one. When we get stuck in behavior patterns, that no longer serve us. These subconscious patterns, formed by past experiences and reinforced over the years, create a sort of neural pathway that leads us to repeat the same actions and responses, even when we know they don't take us where we want to go. When we go through difficult experiences, our bodies can store these memories as tensions, chronic pains, or energy blockages. This can manifest as automatic response patterns, such as anxiety in certain situations, or even self-sabotaging behaviors. As a chosen one, it's essential to understand that these memories aren't just mental, they're physical, rooted in your nervous system, creating automatic reactions that often challenge your mission and spiritual purpose. Often, this cycle is so ingrained that we don't even realize we're stuck in it. The nervous system, in its quest for safety and stability, may have become accustomed to negative patterns or the absence of certain experiences, creating resistance to what is new and desired. For example, if at some point in life you learn that love brings pain, your nervous system might unconsciously avoid intimate relationships, even if you consciously yearn for them. This internal conflict between desire and subconscious programming creates a block that can be difficult to overcome without conscious intervention. The reprogramming of these patterns begins with awareness. Recognizing that your nervous system is operating in a safety mode that is no longer necessary is the first step toward change. This requires a consistent practice of self-observation and a willingness to face the discomfort that arises when you try to break these cycles. Practices like meditation, subtle energy work, and conscious breathing can be powerful tools to release stored tensions in the body and reprogram the nervous system to accept new experiences in a healthier and more aligned way with your role as a chosen one. The challenge is great, but the reward is even greater. By reprogramming these subconscious patterns, you not only free your nervous system from the chains of the past, but also open the door to new possibilities and deeper spiritual evolution. As a chosen one, you begin to live more authentically, responding to the present rather than repeating past responses, allowing yourself to fulfill your mission with clarity and purpose. Let me share something personal with you. My brother went through an experience that perfectly illustrates how subconscious patterns can shape our lives, even when we have a spiritual mission. After our parents separated, he could never overcome the absence of a father figure. This void created a subconscious block regarding our mother, which manifested as a fear of emotional abandonment. He began to distance himself from her, as if closeness was a risk, a vulnerability he could no longer bear. This reaction wasn't something he consciously chose. It was an automatic response, a pattern he adopted without realizing it, driven by the fear of being hurt again. He was trapped in a cycle of self-sabotage, pushing away the very people who could offer the support and love he so deeply desired, but that, for some reason, his nervous system interpreted as a threat. And as a chosen one, the responsibility to break these patterns and open up to love is even more crucial. Carl Jung, one of the great psychologists, proposed that many of our goals and desires are shaped by the subconscious. He believed that what we don't face in our conscious mind ends up manifesting in our lives as fate. And that's exactly what happened with my brother. By not dealing with the trauma of our parents' separation, he allowed this fear to shape his relationships, creating a reality where he continued to live in the absence he so deeply feared. This story leads us to reflect on how, as chosen ones, our own experiences might be influencing our current lives and our spiritual purpose. Often, we carry traumas, fears, and limiting beliefs that we don't even realize, but they silently shape our decisions, our relationships, and even our dreams. The first step to changing this is to bring these patterns into our awareness, recognizing them and working to transform them. If we don't, we risk continuing to repeat the same mistakes, perpetuating cycles that keep us stuck in situations we don't want. But by bringing these issues to light, we can start to rewrite our stories, turning what once limited us into opportunities for growth and evolution. As chosen ones, this journey of self-discovery is essential for us to fully live out our divine purpose. So, my invitation to you is this: take a moment to reflect on your own experiences. What patterns have you been repeating in your life? How might your past experiences be influencing your current reality? By taking this time for reflection, you begin to open the doors to healing and transformation, allowing your life to take a new direction, one that aligns with your true purpose as a chosen one. When we pause to reflect on our spiritual path and the challenges we face, especially as chosen ones, we realize that many of our desires and aspirations are shaped by subconscious patterns seeking safety in the familiar. As chosen ones, we have a greater mission, but internal blocks can prevent us from fully fulfilling this purpose. These patterns, formed in response to past experiences, often lead us to repeat behaviors and make choices that no longer serve our spiritual growth. Have you, as a chosen one, ever wondered why some of your desires, even those aligned with your divine purpose, seem to never materialize, no matter how hard you try? Often, what prevents these desires from coming to fruition isn't a lack of ability or opportunity, but rather the presence of internal blocks that insist on keeping things as they are. These blocks can manifest in various ways: fear of the unknown, attachment to the past, or even a subconscious resistance to changes that challenge the status quo of your spiritual life. As a chosen one, the responsibility to identify and overcome these blocks is even greater. The first step is to recognize these patterns. Ask yourself, what beliefs am I holding on to that might be preventing me from achieving what I desire and fulfilling my purpose as a chosen one? Am I clinging to a limited idea of who I am or how things should be instead of making room for the new that my divine purpose demands? From this reflection, you can begin to work on unlocking these areas, clearing the way for your aspirations and spiritual mission to manifest. Change begins with the willingness to face these patterns head-on, without fear of confronting what's hidden in the shadows of your subconscious. As a chosen one, this journey of self-discovery and transformation is essential for you to fulfill your purpose with clarity and alignment. When you do this, you start to realize that these blocks are not insurmountable. They are simply obstacles that, once overcome, allow you to fully live out your mission as a chosen one. Now that you understand the power that lies in your hands, the question is, what will you do with it? Are you ready to apply this knowledge and begin transforming your life? Remember, the answers you seek are already being sent by the universe, but it's up to you to recognize them and act on them. You already possess all the gifts necessary to know yourself and take responsibility for your life. No one else is responsible for your fulfillment, only you. So rise up, free yourself from these blocks, and go after all your desires. If you found value in this message, share this video with other chosen ones and leave your thoughts in the comments about how awakening has transformed your life. And if you want to continue on this journey of spiritual and personal growth, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so that our community of chosen ones can grow quickly, and you'll receive a notification from YouTube every time a new video is posted. Your participation is essential for me to continue bringing messages of teachings and faith to the chosen ones. Keep seeking spiritual growth, embracing every experience that can help you learn and evolve. You are important, you are seen, and you have a vital role in the divine plan. Thank you for staying until the end. May God bless your life, your plans, and your path. See you in the next video.